Greetings and salutations. This is Pandora the Eclectic, also known as Pandora the Eclectic One on SoundCloud. And today I delved into the depths of a particular YouTuber by the name of Milo Stewart. I believe this is that, aromantic trans type person who apparently has made other videos like everyone is transphobic. Well, I guess that's one of what it is. And racism and all that stuff. And yes, as I see, she's already gone, or he, I guess, each other like he. But yeah, he ain't all the way there. But I think if I'm correct, she's the one that likes to get on the idea that, well, she's not a boy or a girl, but of course we only can use he pronouns when speaking of her. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against trans people. I happen to have people who I know who are trans, but I have seen this video multiple times be refuted by other people, and as far as I'm concerned, Milo, seriously, you are making, even if you wanted to go with the idea that these are constructs or whatever, then I'm sure that's what's going to be said in this video, I'm not entirely sure, but that you want to go that route of trying to make trans people look twice as bad as they are. Okay, now, yes, shoot, sorry. So let us begin at 6 minutes.
Millennials, I hope you like my new background. I call this my...
Well, no offense, but I think as a person who's trans, maybe you shouldn't make this look, or maybe it is. Maybe this is a social justice warrior type thing, because this looks like something I would find at my church, where the Jesus cross is. You have I'm sure if it's a blanket or a shawl or something that goes around the cross. It's the symbolically like, yes, this is our king and whatever. It's kind of a sick thing, you really think about that. Anyways.
Historic flooding, and all of my valuables are on my bed in case my house floods, so I make do with what I can. Cute and candy.
What the fuck? Okay. Alright, moving on.
This video is going to include discussions about racism, and because I am white, not...
Yes, because she is white, I, as a black woman, am the only one who can speak over her, despite she has historically spoken over me somehow. And this is the first time we've ever met. Yeah. Okay.
Thoughts about racism in this video are my original thought. I accredit to most of the ideas that I have picked up from these two videos created by two very lovely black YouTubers.
Oh, God, no. Oh, why? No, Milo, why? Yeah, thank you. Hitler and his wife. Good fucking job. Though to be fair, I believe Hitler's wife was a Jew, if I'm correct. So yeah, that's just even better.
So go and check them out, please, because they're lovely and awesome, and why not? All white people are racist.
Or because, well, like you said, white people are racist by those people's standards. Which, by the way, why the hell would they give you this information if they thought you were racist? Missed. So yeah, that's kind of a weird concept right there. Now isn't it, Milo? Even with their permission.
All men are misogynistic, all cisgender people are transphobic, all...
Okay, so we can go along the lines of, okay, if all white people are racist, well, that would probably make blacks, apparently blacks are colorist or something. Yeah, that doesn't make you, that would never make you racist towards white people. Oh yeah, no, you can't ever be racist towards white people. Okay, so by that definition, feminists and women are all misandrous. Yeah, I forgot that one. Anyways, I'm gonna let you.
The minority are biased against the members of the minority or oppressed group. In fact,
technically, bias is not the word I use. Curious, interested, and wishing to know them is probably the better word, but you know.
People are racist, misogynistic, transphobic, ableist, etc. I am racist.
So I'm going to assume that counts in black people, right? Right? Because you just said we can't be racist. However, even though you say most people, does that count in 10% of the population? Even if that's the case, because there you fucking go.
Ableist, and I probably contribute to many other systems of marginalization that I am not aware of. Words like racist.
Well, here's the thing. What systems are you not aware of, Milo? What systems? Like, I always hear about how you contribute to system that you are not aware of. However, there is no proof here that there are any systems that you were not aware of. So, and sorry, you can't really be racist when you have no knowledge of the fact that you are racist. However, I'm a little bit more concerned about people who are knowledgeably racist than I am worried about someone who isn't. Okay?
Autistic and transphobic are not insults, nor are they stereotypes or generalizations.
Oh, no. No, they can. No one can have the racist redneck, or the skinhead, or the angry black man. Who, if he doesn't see a white woman, white man, anyone in his neighborhood, he wonders why the hell they're there. Yeah, no, those people don't exist at all, Milo. No, I never see those people. Even if it's a rare concept, it does exist, see?
There are facts about the way we are socialized in a Western society, and in most other societies. I talk mostly about Western societies because that is what I have the most experience with. Saying that we're all raised to believe that gender is...
Yeah, here's the thing. Right now, that society is actually allowing you to dress the way you are, even if they think it's really weird and off-putting. The said Western society you're speaking of is the same one where you can have rights to having children, getting the surgery that, like you said, you needed, and so you could trans from man to woman, or woman to man, or whatever the hell you're trying to go to. I don't care. It also allows black people to hold jobs, get married, blah blah, whatever the hell they want, things like that. However, you're trying to become like, and I hate to break it to people like this, you guys are becoming a cancer on society. Not because I think you don't think you know what you're doing. Frankly, what I see you as is you and lots of people are part of this system as probably as some people call it some cancer of some sort. But yeah, some people would hate me saying that. Like mostly people like you. But anyways.
Anatomy and chromosomes is not a stereotype. It's a fact about how we are raised. Even if you have liberal parents.
Well, here's the thing. It's basically, I can teach a chicken to write. However, I can't how to put it? I can take a animal out of the wild, but I cannot take the wild out of the animal. A concept, as in, yes, I can teach a tiger to jump through fiery hoops or whatever. However, if I push that lion or tiger or whatever I'm training to jump through the fire hoop, that creature is probably most likely going to kill you. Okay? That is what they do. They are aggressive and they will get aggressive, and the first thing to do is to eat or kill whatever got in its way. And I'm sorry, that I cannot take out of an animal. Just sorry, being a normal, westernized, domesticated human, I don't do that. Well, I can't do that, anyways.
Teachers who teach you about gender identity, you still come into contact with the idea of biological gender through the media or through interactions with other people. Even if you are raised by open...
Well, if you keep that in mind, Milo, here's the thing. My parents didn't raise me to be a girl per se. As in, yes, I am a girl. But they raised me to learn how to use what I have involving my femininity. Much like, boys with their masculinity, I guess you could say that. They taught them how to be, learn to use what they have. Rather than trying to act like, yes, let's try to teach boys to play with dolls when they are more interested in throwing them around. Let's make toys that are at least durable, since boys are more aggressive when it comes to playing. Okay. Girls, on the other hand, well, we're a little bit more passive. We don't like tossing things around. We believe sitting and behaving is what you're supposed to do. But anyways.
You will still be psychologically affected by living in a society built on imperialism, which, by the way, created cis-normativity and
Yes, our current society created cis people. Because those cis people didn't exist before. Oh, no. No, they just popped into this existing place. Yeah, sure they did, Milo. Sure they fucking did.
A 2012 study, which I will link below, observed how white people empathize with black people less than we do with other white people, because our minds register their pain as being less severe than it actually is.
Yeah, I understand about that one. It's a completely stupid study. It didn't have enough backing to support. I think wasn't in like a sample size of 100 or something. And so, yeah, not enough to prove that the whole race of white people on this planet do not like them. Another is my theory is it kind of depends on the person. Sometimes I get a kick out of certain people getting hurt. And I know some people think this is sadistic, probably, is seeing Taylor Swift fall on her face on that treadmill. That was freaking awesome. And yes, I happen to be black, but I don't get a thrill out of harming white people or seeing them be harmed. Not even white girls of any kind. And just randomly. But I have no problem with Taylor Swift getting hurt, because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I think she deserved it after what she's done. And also, get the fuck off the Tumblr, Taylor. Seriously. Get the hell off. Go away. Yeah.
Black people are lesser, and that they're more likely to be dangerous to us, even though history has proved the opposite to be true. We're raised to believe that gender...
What history? But I'm going by history. Yeah, sorry about this. But I'm going by history. We're going by, let's see, statistics that came from probably at least 10 or less years ago. So, yeah, we're looking at our modern era, not just 5 years ago. Not just 20 or 50 or 60 years ago. Where that nonsense would be completely cleared up by now. If not, well, I guess that's kind of on them now, isn't it? But yeah, most people aren't looking at that.
Based on biology, and that features that are typically associated with one sex are repulsive or shocking on the other binary gender.
Okay, so I'm going to assume I'm supposed to find a man as a heterosexual woman, that I would find a man who has not, finished the job, if you get my point, having a vagina. That's supposedly me being transphobic. I'm fearful of that. Or am I just really surprised and going, okay, what the hell did this come from? And vice versa for men. It's like, oh, Milo, it's not transphobia. I do not hate trans people. At best, I was shocked and surprised at it, and probably go, oh, that's something you don't see every day. Like, return to bed? Probably not, because, well, another thing is, I'm not sure if they lied to me about a lot of things, funny things. This is interesting. If he was willing to lie to me about his gender and also, well, who knows, personal sexuality, what else did he lie about? So, just called, watch out.
Transgender women. Beauty standards affect everyone's psychology, and cisnormative beauty standards are no exception. If you followed me this far, and you agree that all people are psychologically affected by marginalization, but you disagree with calling these biases racism or transphobia or misogyny, then...
Well, here's the thing. I think according to the Webster Dictionary, and I could probably find some, when you're referring to phobias, it usually can be hatred and or fear of something. I do not hate nor fear trans people when I am shocked or surprised that my girlfriend has a penis, and it surprises me with it. Nor am I any more hateful of them because of that. Racism is basically discrimination based upon, race, different skin color or looks or whatever inherent trait that is different than yours. That's what that is. So, but and sometimes it can be pushed by a prejudice, but a lot of times I think it may just be, well, what the definition of discrimination is, which is to tell the difference between the two. And there are differences between races. There are differences between blacks and whites. Why black people go to some areas in our country and some white people stay in others. That's how it is. Nothing, the only reason why it's considered bad is because you can practically ruin somebody's career and livelihood over it nowadays, and that's why there are laws that basically protect black people from basically getting beaten up, even if when charged with crime and stuff like that. Not entirely, but you get the idea. Like, probably not the way an OJ did it, but you get my point. Anyways,
arguing further. Once the discussion boils down to disagreement over...
Well, Milo, no offense, but when you bring up these sort of things, knowing, and I feel they're hot button topics, or you wouldn't give a fuck about them, I think, then, yeah, nature of the beast, you're going to have to enter a conversation. You may not like it, but that's why you don't want to discuss it. Don't discuss it. Sorry, you're going to... Backlash comes because you basically have done something that people are like, hey, what the heck is that all about? I mean, not in an angry way, maybe in a confused manner, and it's out of curiosity. There's nothing wrong with having this conversation, but you have to do it properly, or comes out. Some people get really cheesed off. Okay.
Of a word, it's probably not going to be very productive. However, I will make an argument for why I believe we should view racism, transphobia, and misogyny from a wider lens, and you can feel free to respectfully disagree with me. I think that when people hear words like racism, transphobia, and misogyny, they think of blatant, unapologetic hate, like violently attacking someone because of their identity. Certainly.
Well, in the end of the day, that kind of is what it is, because it's not just identity, it's also, you're referring to phobia, which could be fear of things, anything. It can be extreme hatred of something. It could also include fear of something, like yourself. But, at the same time, it can be due to trauma from when you were a child. It can be due to anything. It's just that it wasn't laudable. Well, we gotta let this affect policy. What? If it affects policy, then yeah, it certainly should not be, because it's not fair to treat every situation like it's going to be a bad one. That's usually the problem.
Violent hate crimes are very, very bad people. However, I believe to properly dismantle systems of oppression, we must acknowledge that being racist or transphobic or misogynistic or ableist or whatever does not make you a bad person.
Okay, so I'm going to assume we're going to give men their jobs back, that, that we're going to use this word. Then we do not need to make this word into a word that's supposed to upset people and draw attention to it. If not, then why have this conversation is my question, Milo.
As racist, we are failing to acknowledge how our biases contribute to systematic racism. Microaggressions are mocked as...
See, the problem is with this systematic racism thing is you're talking about systems in society. You're talking about institutions. You're talking about laws that are made. You're not talking about social. When I'm hearing about people's personal bias, well, first of all, we have it where we don't necessarily allow bias affect law. Okay? We just don't. However, it can affect your social life. It can make things very difficult. But, basically, unless I start seeing the black Gestapo walking down the street, pulling me out of my home, telling me to go back to, I'm gonna guess Louisiana. That's probably about as far away from most, back where I would have lived during the times of slavery. If I was black, I most surely doubt that's gonna ever happen. I can see for some of my neighbors, but not all of them. But I doubt it's going to happen ever. And it's probably going to be due to other reasons. Is why they're leaving. Okay?
A big deal. So we fail to acknowledge when they do legitimate harm. Yes, there have been a lot of police officers who have been outed as members of the KKK. But not every police officer who has harmed an unarmed Black or Latinx person has been a member of the KKK. Subconscious bias.
Well, yeah, we assume this, but at the same time, the KKK is what? I think it's 8,000 to 10,000. It's not, in comparison to a population of 3 million people, yeah, there aren't that many people. Yeah, the KKK is a very, very, very small, part of our society. And that's why we usually tell people not to get so worried about it. It was probably, yes, it might have been the failing of the police department, but at the same time, looking it over. But ultimately, it's not the police department's idea to hire those people. And also, if we're going to bring this up, well, obviously, not every single black person is part of the Black Panthers. Just keep that in mind. However, even though we only make about 10% of the population, then I would be more worried about us, than I would be worried about you. Anyways. Yes.
Why we're more likely to see a black person holding a cell phone or a toy gun, and think we see a dangerous armed person. And there are multiple.
Wait a minute. Wait. No. Wait. Are you comparing this to like the Trayvon Martin thing and stuff like that? Because in some cases, you could, I'm not saying that, yes, if someone's holding a water gun, oh, obviously they're trying to be violent. Frankly, I think there's a reason why we're starting to ban most water guns anyways, not just because, oh, we don't want black children to play with them. I think it's because parents view it as a violent toy that children learn to play with. We don't want them to have too much of a positive experience with that. We want them to understand those are meant to kill, not to play with. Even though, in comparison to a water gun, a real gun, and I've only had one water gun that looks like one, but the thing was purple, for crying out loud. So, yeah.
Many victims of police brutality were never given the medical treatments that could have saved their lives. Microaggressions are also to blame for the.
Well, that could be for thousands of reasons. They could have fought back so much that, yeah, we really want that criminal in our hospital. Oh, yeah, with all the sick people and nurses and stuff. Yeah, this is a place where human beings are usually sick. Unless you're going to behave and they're going to keep those people in their place. Yeah, they probably are more, there's just a thing called protocol. Okay, I'm sorry to break that to you, but there is a thing called protocol. It may suck, but it's kind of there to keep everyone safe.
Okay. Gender women are stereotyped as being sex workers, which.
Okay, first of all, stereotypes exist for a reason, sweetie. Maybe the reason why they're, transvestites, well, not just, no, use that word, transgender people are typically on the street doing that sort of thing is to earn money to pay for their surgery. Seeing as I think it was until recently we started paying. Sorry about that. Let's get back to Milo's video.
Hurts people like Megan Taylor, who was jailed for 8 days after the hotel she was staying at wrongfully reported her. If we refuse to classify people who hold biases and stereotypes as racists or transphobes.
Okay, first of all, you said they're not supposed to be bad words. However, now you're trying to add negative connotations to them. That's really quite odd. If you do not wish for it to be a bad word, then we should not hold any connotations. We should just let it go, and that's just what that person is, and nor should the other stuff be offensive. However, yeah, if it is, then we let it stand and we let people be offended as they want to be. Okay. Or fight back, or whatever the hell, Kind of how it is, Milo. You got one way or the other. You can't go both.
Acknowledging how damaging less blatant racism and transphobia can be, and we're not forcing people to become aware of their own microaggressions. The whole point.
Or so care about little things that may bother people, basically, rather than actual things that harm them or kill them. That's more what we need to be focused on.
Acknowledging that we're racist, transphobic, misogynistic, etc. It's so that we can better recognize our biases and work to overcome them. So those are my thoughts. I don't normally speak on issues that I feel like Black people can much more eloquently and originally speak on, but I had a lot.
Well, in some way, I'm kind of glad you don't. But in others, do us a favor. Just don't listen to Sensei or Gazi. They fucking suck. Trust me, I've watched their channels. I haven't done a refutation or response video to them. I plan on doing it someday, but I want to make sure I'm on the ball. However, this is a bad idea.
People coming to my channel wanting to know why I said all white people are racist. So this is why. Please go check out some other channels that I have linked in the description and in the information bar thing. I think it's over here. It's over here. That thing right there.
No offense, but that's a really, really, really old way YouTube goes. In fact, since I'm exiting out anyways, I'm going to show you that. See? That no longer exists. However, it's right here. Right under your, dislike ratio. Sorry.
Wow. Go check out some other people who can say this better than I can. Cool. Thanks. Bye, people.
Yeah. Keep it rusty. Anyways, yeah. Just to you all, keep it frosty, and to Milo, just Milo.